Hey, what's up guys, Armando here at Monster Gadgets and welcome to episode number 30 of Tutorial Thursdays. I hope you're all having a wonderful day wherever you might be. Thank you so much for joining me. If you are a new viewer, please consider liking my video and subscribing to my channel. If you are a return viewer or subscriber, thank you so much for your support. I greatly appreciate it. So, did you guys notice anything different about my intro? I guess the title kind of gave it away, right? So today, I'm going to be showing you guys how to create the salt shaker, earthquake, shaky video effect, or whatever you guys want to call it, in Adobe Premiere. So this particular effect can be used in many different settings or many different clips, if you will. It really kind of just gives it that punch and makes it look more interesting than it normally would. So you can use it in really, like I said, multiple scenarios. It's used a lot in sports. You know, you guys can see in my intro, you guys know what my intro looks like normally, but now I just kind of basically shook it up a little bit, and you know, as the text disappears, it shakes before that. So it just kind of gives it one extra touch to it, which kind of makes it look nice and out of the ordinary. So use it as you please. You will have the knowledge of how to do this now. So let's go ahead and dive into Adobe Premiere. Alright guys, so here we are in Adobe Premiere, and I've got my intro clip loaded on here, so I'm going to show you how to do this effect. So what you first want to do is, I'm going to have to mute this first. So the first thing you want to do is you want to get to a point where you want the shakiness to occur. So for example, in my intro video, I ended it right before this text disappears, so right here. So I'm going to go ahead and cut it there. And let's go ahead and, where do I want to start it? So let's just say if it's coming here, I'm going to go forward a couple frames, and right here is where I wanted to start shaking. So let me go ahead and zoom into my timeline. I'm going to go ahead and clip it there. And then from here, so go ahead and hold Alt and Option, and you're going to click and drag this up. So essentially you're just copying the clip you just clipped. Yeah. Okay. So go ahead and go on the top clip, and here what you want to do is you want to come up top to where it says opacity. Go ahead and toggle the animation off and put that to anywhere between like 60 to 70% is pretty good. So basically what you're doing is you created a layer on top of the original layer, and you're making the opacity a little bit less, and I'll tell you why. So let's go ahead and make it 70%. Alright, so right now nothing's going to happen because it's the same layer. It hasn't moved or anything like that. So next thing you want to do is you want to go ahead and position your frames. So go ahead and click on the little stopwatch icon, whatever you want to call it. Go ahead and toggle that on. So it's going to create a keyframe here, and that's going to be the beginning. So let's go ahead, and what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and move this up a little bit. So as I move it up, you guys can see it kind of gives it that ghost type of effect. Now we're taking the top layer and we're moving it, so it makes it look like the layer underneath it, it's kind of a ghost, right? So let's go ahead and move forward one frame, and then I'm going to go ahead and bring this down now, and then move forward one frame and go ahead and bring it back up, move forward one frame, move it down, and you go and do this basically throughout the whole part of the clip. So, and each time that you do it, it's going to go ahead and create a keyframe there for you. So let me go ahead and fast forward this so we can quickly get through it, and I can show you what the final product looks like. Alright, so now that we're done with the whole clip, I'm going to go ahead and play this for you, and here is what it looks like. So it comes in, shakes it, and goes on. Shake, again, kind of like the earthquake look, if you will, or the salt pepper look. There's couple different names out there for it, so whatever you want to call it. Now, the way you can manipulate this as well is when you have your keyframes on here, depending on how you want to move it. So for example, right now it's moving up and down, as you guys can see if I go through each frame one by one. So if you wanted to give it a different look, you certainly can. All you got to do is move it in a different direction, or if you wanted to shake more, go ahead and crank it up to, for example, like here, we've got it on 494. So let's go ahead and bring it up more, or bring it down more, and that'll give it more of a harder effect. So, you know, for example, I left it there, you won't be able to see it because there's too many, but if you move all of these keyframes to a different position, the higher up you move it or the lower you move it, the bigger shake it's going to create. Alright, so you can do top and bottom. You can also do left and right. So if you wanted to do that, I'll just quickly show you guys right here. Let's just go ahead and cut it here, and we're going to go ahead and do a quick one, cut it here. I'm going to go ahead and drag it up so that way it's copied. Got the opacity to 70%. Again, I'm going to make sure we click here, and we're going to go ahead and move this left and right. So in the beginning here, turn this on. We're We're gonna move it left this way, go forward a keyframe. Let's move it right this way, forward this way, left and right basically. Now we're gonna be shaking it. So if I play this back, this one is going up and down, and this one now is going left and right. So there it is. So I do want to show you this in a sporting event. Now, this is going to kind of date me because it's going to show you how old I really am. But I'm a huge hockey fan. So, and Detroit Red Wings, because I'm from Michigan originally, is my hometown, and I absolutely love the Detroit Red Wings. So I remember this particular day where this was Game 7, and this was double overtime. Again, Detroit Red Wings against the St. Louis Blues, and none other than the captain, Steve Yzerman, basically took a well, I don't want to ruin it for you, so let me go ahead and show you the clip. And I did an effect on this. Now, one thing you want to keep in mind is when that effect kicks in, you want your audios to kick in at that time too. So if it's a beat that's going to drop, you want to make sure that beat drops as that effect goes into play. So let's go ahead and take a look at this real quick. Did you guys see that? So the minute he got the shot in is when I did the earthquake effect, and the beat dropped. Everything was, basically timed perfectly, and it looks good. I could have extended it out a little bit longer, but then it might be a bit too much. So depending on your liking and what you're working with, you can always alter that. But here is one final look at that. There it is. You guys now know how to make this effect using just a few different clicks. So use it to your capacity, whatever floats your boat, whatever project you want to use it on, but now you have the knowledge to do so. So hopefully you guys found this to be helpful. If you did, give me a big thumbs up. Subscribe to my channel if you haven't already, and I will see you guys next time. Goodbye.